عشية يوم النصر أقامت سفارة أوكرانيا بلبنان معرض للصور الفوتوغرافية بعنوان Never Again، وعرضا خيريا لفيلم تولوكا للمخرج ميكاييلو إلينكو بمتحف سورسو بلبنان. تخلل الحفل كلمة للمخرج تطرق فيها إلى قصة إنتاج الفيلم على الإنترنت، كما وصف سفير أوكرانيا السيد إيهور أوستاش بكلمته أمام الحفل الفيلم بأنه بيصور رسومات توضيحية لكتاب تاريخ أوكرانيا المدرسي. Excellency, you are most welcome in Mariam TV and our morning show عالموعد, and we pray and we wish you and your people in Ukraine peace.
صباح الخير. Thank you very much for your invitation. You know, these days we commemorating the victims of Second World War, and Ukraine made very significant contribution to this victory. For example, Ukrainian losses, it's around 42% of whole losses of former Soviet Union, and we lost around 9, even 10 million of Ukrainians in this war. And you know, it's of course time to commemorate all victims, and yesterday I took part the ceremony of commemoration at together with all my diplomatic colleagues at the Embassy of France.
Why you called it Victory Day, but you lost a lot of territory?
You know, it's more Russian narrative. They try to celebrate as a great victory, and they try to privatize this victory, despite the huge losses of Ukraine, Belarus, other Soviet republics, other countries. And of course, for us, the main purpose of these days, it's the commemoration and reconciliation. It's very important for Ukraine.
Yes, let's first talk about the photographic exhibition. Tell us about the title, Never Again. Why you called it Never Again, and for what purpose did you organize this exhibition?
Why we call it Never Again? It's a very good question. Take a look. This year we are facing full-scale, unprovoked invasion of Russia to Ukraine. And it was a plan for Russians to hold the military victory parade in Kiev these days, 9th of May. But it's not the case. Of course, it was an attempt to take our Donbass and Donetsk and Luhansk region also for these days of victory, day of victory. But Ukrainian defenders are very strong. They are very heroic, and we defend our soil. And I hope that we will win, because we fight for freedom, we fight for our families, we fight for our history, and we fight for Ukraine.
For peace also.
And for peace,
yes.
Exactly. This exhibition, actually, it was very good example, because it was like, I can say, photos from Second World War and Ukrainian and the Russian aggression in Ukraine. You cannot imagine. It's almost the same when you see.
It's to compare.
Yes, when you compare it, for example, London subway, metro, with a lot of people
yes.
Underground. The same in Ukraine, with women, kids. For this time, we lost already 225 kids. It's very serious loss for Ukraine, and for whole world, of course. And you see also comparison, for example, of train station in Europe and train station in Ukraine. For example, in Kramatorsk, it's full of people, and when these Russian missiles damaged and killed people in Kramatorsk. We lost almost 50 killed on the train station. It was trained for evacuation. Everybody was waiting for evacuation to the west of Ukraine. And you have really, even for us, it was very important also to show this Lebanese trace. And we put a picture, for example, of Beit Beirut, totally destroyed, and Mariupol theater, totally destroyed. We put also Mortar Square in Beirut, and picture of Kharkiv main square also totally destroyed by Russians.
Idea.
Yes, and it is why today we will present this exhibition in frame of Europe's Day, because today also is a Europe's Day, and it will be our exhibition will be shown one more for all guests of European Union representation.
Your Excellency, welcome to Almoad, and we are happy to have you here today. Sirsuk Museum was recently illuminated by the blue and yellow colors of the Ukrainian flag, and in addition to the exhibition, there was a charity screening of the film Tolokha. We are ready to hear from you. What's the reason behind the name Tolokha? Tell us more, please.
Yes, it's a symbol of Ukraine. Tolokha, it means that all people in one village, all friends, all families coming together to help to construct, to build a house for new family, for example.
This was the
It's
old
like-
tradition
Yes,
in all the village, everywhere.
yes, it's old tradition, and
They
we know.
cooperate to help
it's-
each other.
Yes, it's like solidarity of people,
Yeah.
and we now feel a great solidarity of all Ukrainians. 100% are united in this war against Russia, and you know. During our history, we had a lot of wars, but after each and every war, Ukrainians came together
Come along.
and rebuilt Ukraine. And then again, second war, third war, etc. Especially after Second World War, you just imagine 700 cities were destroyed, 30,000 of villages were totally destroyed. Yes, and now we have the same in Mariupol, in Kharkiv, in Irpin, in Borodyanka, in Bucha. You know, it's unbelievable, but this Tolokha is really very important for us now.
Yes.
Because take a look, we hope, and we already started, we hope the whole world, democratic world, including Lebanon, will help us, will help Ukraine to rebuild Ukraine after this particular war, after this Russian aggression, and I hope that we will construct a new Ukraine, very modern and very open for all our friends.
We
Yes.
hope as well.
How is the Ukrainian embassy in Lebanon could help these days Ukrainian citizens in Ukraine under fire?
You know, I'd like to express my gratitude to all and every Lebanese who support now Ukraine. I was surprised when we just made an announcement about the humanitarian aid. A lot of people came to the embassy and brought a lot of stuff, like food, like medicine, like
Bravo,
clothes for Ukraine. And we already sent two aircrafts via Poland to Ukraine from Lebanon and from Beirut, and now we're expecting the third one, but it will be different logistics. It will be via Bucharest, Romania. It means that it's a real support for Ukrainians from ordinary Lebanese people. You know, we are proud, and I'd like to express my gratitude to the Lebanese government, because Lebanese government was first one among all Middle East countries, Arabic countries, who really condemned the Russian aggression. And twice in the frame of General Assembly, Lebanon voted in favor of Ukraine especially in these issues of Russian aggression. And it was really very important for Ukraine, and very important also for Arabic countries, because from my point of view, Lebanon is a real leader of democracy in the whole Arab
real
world.
example,
Yes,
indeed, yes.
it's very important for us. And we hold a lot of charity events, like this exhibition and film Tolokha. Before we had a concert of very famous Ukrainian Lebanese piano player Tetiana Primak-Khoury. It was event at Abu Khater amphitheater, and it was full of Lebanese and Ukrainians, and all this money which we collecting were sent to Ukraine to support Ukrainian kids, Ukrainian refugees, Ukrainian army, and it's really very substantial support for Ukraine, and it's also some kind of symbol of friendship between Ukraine and Lebanon. I know there is an opposite problem. Lebanon now has a shortage of food, for example, due to this war. Because Russia closed all our seaports with wheat, corn, sunflower oil. Yeah. But now a lot of wheats, for example, 1.5 million ton of grains were stolen by Russians from Kherson, Berdyansk, Melitopol, and now they try to sell this stolen wheat to country in the Middle East, including even Lebanon.
Sorry for that.
Yes, but I know that it's not the case. We know about 3 vessels fully loaded by Ukrainian stolen wheat, and they tried to come into the Beirut seaport, but fortunately it was very important for us. Yes. They already left, and you know, Ukraine, I to stress it, the Ukraine is ready to help Lebanon. We now are working on logistics of different ways to deliver Ukrainian wheat, Ukrainian sunflower, Ukrainian corn, Ukrainian products to Lebanon via Romania, via Constanța, seaport Constanța, and Danube port Reni. And believe me, Ukrainians know about the situation in Lebanon, and
we thank you.
Lebanon is first on this list for support.
No offense, indeed. At the end of our episode, Your Excellency, tell us more about your embassy's upcoming plans and events in Lebanon.
A lot of plans, of course. First of all, we continue with
Actually, you are the most active ambassador in Lebanon.
Thank you very much.
And you love Lebanon too much, we know that.
You know, I felt in love with Lebanon from my first day. It's a unique country with unique people.
Thank you.
Unique history, nature, and very hospitable people. It reminds me sometimes also Ukrainians, you know, we are real brothers, and we have a lot of joint families, Ukrainian, Lebanese, and I feel this support from Lebanon. And concerning the upcoming events, of course, we continue our humanitarian aid and we will make some fundraising for support. Yes, we are planning now very interesting exhibition. It will be an exhibition of Ukrainian and Lebanese artists all together. It will be mostly paintings, sculptures, piece of arts, and in such way Lebanese artists will support Ukraine, and it will be one more, of course, one more example how we can help each other, how we are united.
Or exchange. We have to thank you for coming, Your Excellency, and we pray for peace for your people between you and your neighbor Russia. Break وبنرجع بنواصل فقراتنا.